bam, bada bop, boom, pow.
LeBron James.
Hi, boy.
You sound.
Oh my God.
Going out. Oh, beautiful parry. Oh my God. Look at the grab. Oh my God.
Hello, my name is Scrow, and today we're going to find out what the best Smash clone is. I have the list of every single currently playable Smash clone, so no, not you. And I played every single one to find out which is the best. To categorize them, I made a tier list, link in description, so we can accurately scale this while we go through them. Let me state that Smash clone may be a little bit harsh, but it makes for a better title. I am not a professional, I am just a casual, and this entire video is my opinion. If you disagree, that's great. Tell me why in the comments. I'll be moving through these games pretty quick, so if I miss something, forgive me. Let's just keep it civil. Thanks. Let's start out with one of my favorites. Lethal League Blaze, and to be honest, I didn't know this was classified as a platform fighter, but Wikipedia says so I'm counting it. Released in 2018 by developers Team Reptile, Lethal League Blaze is a 2D platform fighter where you and your opponents hit a ball back and forth to knock other players out. There's not too many similar mechanics between Smash and Lethal League, besides maybe jumping and hitting. Trust me when I say this can be one of the most fun games to play with friends that can lead to some incredibly intense moments.
Get fucked! Get fucked!
Even though the game hasn't seen an update since 2019, it still holds up extremely well. Fortunately, the game isn't very populated, and I wasn't able to find any online games. So the chance of you finding someone online is pretty low, and you'll most likely have to play with someone that you know. But it's easily one of the best platform Smash-esque games I've played, coming with its own interesting mechanics and character. This game is an easy S tier. This next game is a bit Slap City is much of a more true Smash game, a percentage-based knockback fighter. Released in 2020 by developers Ludosity, you'd probably remember seeing a video on this game back 4 or 5 years ago. If you're a fan of Smash, you'll definitely enjoy this game. As you can see, the graphics aren't amazing, but that's the point. It makes it a lot more comedic with the crazy character design. Start seeing a similar trend in all these games where I'm not able to find an online game as the player base is pretty small. Characters are pretty cool and unique, and it's much more of a new player-friendly Smash clone entry than some of the others. It's simplistic and to the point, but it's done very well gameplay-wise. They also have a pretty extensive single-player mode, which I'd recommend trying. It stays pretty true to the mechanics of Smash, but it really shines in its character design. From what I played, I really enjoyed it, and overall, since it's good but nothing crazy, I'll give it a B tier. Going into our next game, Nickelodeon Allstar Brawl 2, and I'm going to be honest here. I had pretty high hopes seeing the reception to this game, but after playing it, I wasn't all that thrilled by it. I played the first entry of the series, and to keep it quick, I didn't think it was the best game, feeling largely unfinished with a lack of content or quality voice acting. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 was released in 2023 by Fairplay Labs and Ludosity, who were also the creators of Slap City. The different mechanics it brings to the table is light, heavy attacks and the slime meter, which as a mechanic is pretty cool, and having the cast be iconic Nickelodeon characters seems like a recipe for success. I know the reception for this game was seen as a major improvement, which I agree with from the first. Still has that feeling of incompleteness, and the fluidity just isn't there, as well as a dwindling player base and a $45 price tag just makes it not worth it. I fully understand if you like this game, and I respect your opinion, but for me, it's just not it. It does have a pretty in-depth single player, which is super cool to see, but other than that, it doesn't really have a lot going for it. So I'm going to be giving this a D tier. Okay, hold on. Before we get to the next game, don't you think if you made it this far in the video, you should subscribe? Maybe. Please subscribe. And now for probably the most popular one right now. Multiversus is developed by Player First Games and officially released in 2024. Having the Warner Bros. IP give you access to almost every brand on the face of the earth can give you some great diversity in your cast. This game largely focuses on the 2v2 mode and developing its characters around that, even having some more support-based characters that can buff allies' attacks or stats. My main character is LeBron James. It's not a joke, he's actually one of my favorite fighting game character designs probably ever. The dev team seems very attentive, and maybe that's the fact that the game was released so recently, but they seem pretty dedicated in improving the game. Coupled with the fact that the game is free and you actually have the ability to unlock all the characters in a way that doesn't make you want to kill yourself or spend money, it's really new player friendly. It has the main mechanics of Smash coupled with the focus of the 2v2 teamwork. The maps are super cool and intricate. I do think the game still needs a little bit of polish and refinement to solidify it, but pairing up with a friend and making cool character combos is a blast. The music in this game is also amazing, so I would really recommend trying it out. As of right now, I think I'm going to keep it in A tier, but it definitely has the opportunity to move up. Fraymakers was released in 2023, developed by Team Fray and McLeod Gaming. They use indie game icons from Mr. Fancy Pants to Ultra Fish Bungeon 3000 from Slap City. It was honestly such a nostalgia trip seeing all these Flash game characters I hadn't thought about in years. The game keeps the same Smash mechanics like most of the others, but adds an assist character, having their own special move that you can use once your assist bar fills up. This leads to some really cool combos. The game is currently in early access but receives regular updates. I wasn't able to find any online matches, so I was stuck to AI, and the AI in this game is not great. But from what I did play, the game seems really great. It seems super polished for the content that they have, and the assist tokens add another layer to the game that make it super fun. If the pizza tower guy, that's awesome. Oh, that's so awesome. That being said, I think the biggest thing holding this game back is the lack of content that it has, only having a couple playable characters. But there's a bunch of workshop characters that you can download, and some of these creations are insane. The game is still in early access, but I'd recommend picking this up if you have a couple friends that want to play a Smash game. For right now, I'm going to keep it in the B tier, but after some more updates, it definitely has the chance to move up. Icons is a really interesting game. Fun fact, I was actually in the private beta for this game and I had to sign an NDA. Not sure if I'm supposed to say that, but I don't really think it matters anymore. Released in 2018 and developed by Wave Dash Studios, this game is very similar to Smash. The mechanics in this game are the exact same from Melee, not really adding anything new. But somehow they feel even more clunky than a 23-year-old game. Almost half the cast being near carbon copies of Melee characters, being Fox, Ganon, Falcon, and Marth. But the game itself just isn't the best. As you can see from the gameplay, the graphics look pretty rough. And you can tell that this game definitely isn't fully finished. On its release, the reception was pretty negative from the general lack of content and the loot box system locking all the customizables. This also came out during the anti-loot box era, which gave it a lot of bad press. I do have to give it some credit here, as the characters that they did create, actually pretty cool characters, and I wish they were able to make more of them. The game never really fully got on its feet, falling into obscurity and eventually being sold and turned into a fully unlocked and free-to-play game now. With everything being pretty rough around the edges, lots of potential, just not the best execution, I think this game deserves a C tier. But this game did help develop our next game. Rushdown Revolt. This game, on Steam at least, seemed much better received, having a mix of new characters and some of the imported characters from icons. I had absolutely no idea that this game even existed until I started researching for this video. This game was released in 2021 and developed by Vortex Games. And after playing it for a little bit, I can say that this game has a lot of good and bad going for it. The core gameplay feels great and has a good amount of Smash mechanics and new mechanics added to it, alongside a single player mode that's there. The new mechanics added is dashing in between combos, and honestly, it feels great and very fluid. What the fuck, dude? But unfortunately, when I was playing this game, I experienced a lot of glitches. The game ended, and I can't do anything. Like, it's fully stuck. I think the game crashes when you end the game. Oh. Yeah, I'm back.
Oops, 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 oops.
What is that noise? I can't see my mouse and I'm not able to leave. Like most of the ones before, the player base for this is extremely small and having online tournaments up until about a year ago. Since I wasn't able to find any online matches, I was forced to play against some AI and they definitely need some help. Other than a small hotfix last January, there hasn't been any updates to this game. And just like Icons, it's a free-to-play game. I do think this game deserves a lot more attention than it's getting, as it's pretty fun. It being unfortunate that the player count is so small and the AI that you have to play against is not very great. I'd strongly recommend you guys to give this game a try because it's actually pretty fun. That being said, with the new mechanics that this game adds alongside the Smash mechanics, I think it works together really well. Just wish it had a little bit more polish on it. I'm going to be giving it a B tier. Now for our final game. If you're at all involved with the Smash community and you haven't heard of Rivals, you might want to move from the rock you're beneath. Released in 2017, created by Dan Fornance and Aether Studios, this game is most similar to Melee, having wave dashing and some of the core Smash mechanics. A great look with stylistic graphics, amazing music, cool and unique characters, and a lot of quality of life changes to this game Smash players wish they had. I'm not good at this game, but man, do I love it. Rivals of Aether is the main reason why I made this video. Definitely not the most played game on Steam, but it has a dedicated community and you're able to find online matches without much pain. Where this game really shines is in its character design, each of them having a unique feel and look. I'm convinced anyone could play this game and find a character that they enjoy. I feel like I could gush about this game for forever, so I'm probably going to stop myself here. You should check out this game. Plus, Rivals 2 comes out later this year, so it's good to get a head start. This for me is an easy S tier. Going through all of these games really shows how even if these games are pawned off as Smash clones, they all have their own ideas. And even if some of them are better executed than others, they all have their place. And even if I'm not the biggest fan of some of these, I encourage you to try them out for yourselves. Smash is one of my favorite game series of all time, and I'm glad that we have communities dedicated enough to make their own games inspired by the originals, push the platform fighter genre farther. If there's any game you think I was wrong on or games I missed, please let me know in the comments. I'm always looking for something new or to come back to these. It's the first ever type of video I've made like this, so if you see anything I can improve on, please let me know. And if you made it this far, you should like and subscribe, because I will definitely be trying to make more of these videos in the future. Thanks.